first responders, and those working on the front lines and keep them safe as well. Tonight, we ask that you grant the mayor and council wisdom as they decide on what to do for our city. Thank you for their willingness to serve their community. Thank you for all the blessings you have given us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, for leading us in the pledge, and Ms. Hardaway, we appreciate you doing our invocation. I'll go over our protocol, and then we'll get right into our announcements and presentations for the evening. I would like to welcome you to the City of Douglasville's regular voting meeting. I'm Douglasville's Mayor, Rochelle Robinson. Tonight's meeting is being conducted in whole or in part by teleconference. Some of the elected officials, one elected official, do we have her online? City manager? Okay. Is being, during a public hearing or comments from citizens and delegates will be allowed to do so via Zoom software if you're not in present. So please permit me to confirm that one elected official is attending virtually. And if you can hear me, Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley, please respond in the affirmative. Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes,
I hope you feel better. Well, thank you. It's good to have you. This is an open meeting of the Douglasville Mayor and City Council. Is being conducted by teleconference and in person with the official code of Georgia annotated in section 50-14-1G due to emergency conditions involving public safety in order to mitigate the transmission of the coronavirus and to reduce the risk of COVID-19 illness. That code section, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows local governments to meet in whole or in part by teleconference in the event of an emergency, so long as means are afforded for the public to have simultaneous access to the teleconference meeting. For this meeting, we are convening partially by Zoom software as shown on the city's website describing how the public may join, which is via YouTube media platform. This is a city council meeting, regular meeting of agenda items where official action will be taken tonight on the items that were discussed last Thursday at our legislative work session. If the business you're here for is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time under the agenda item comments from citizens and delegates section for you to discuss your business. Just a few more protocol items I'll go over, and then we can get right into the agenda that's printed either out on the desk for a hard copy, or you can see the one that's on the screen. I ask that you would please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level, dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be of a personal attack on any individual or group of individuals. You will receive a warning from the chair for the first time. If you deviate from this requirement, a second deviation will result in you not having the opportunity to continue to speak. Only one person will have an opportunity to speak at a time. Please do not applaud or react to speakers, speak from the audience, cheer, carry on conversations with others, or be disruptive. I remind you that we're only required to accept public comments on zoning matters. And if you have any materials that you would like to present to us, please hand those materials to our city clerk, Ms. Vicki Acker, who is in the rear to my right and your left. If you have any electronic devices, iPads, telephones, and such, we ask that you would please put those in silent mode so that they will not be disruptive during the meeting. Now, this is how the meeting will occur. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item, then that person or company representing that agenda item or applicant will make his or her presentation. You'll come to the microphone, give your name and address for the record, and then you'll present to us. You have 5 minutes or so to do that. Myself and council members will possibly ask clarifying questions if there's something else in addition to what we did not hear last Thursday. Please bring that new information at that time. After that, the committee chairperson will ask for comments or statements from the audience. There is a maximum of 20 minutes for those in favor of the item and 20 minutes for those in opposition, and each person has 5 minutes in that totality of 20 minutes. Prior to approaching the podium, There is a card that you should have filled out, and hand that, please, to our city clerk. And again, when you come to the podium, or there's just a microphone now, give us your name and address for the record, and then you can go ahead and present. This is not a question and answer format or debate. We're just here to hear the information, make that consideration and deliberate, and then make a decision based on the chair giving a motion. Please do address all of your comments to the chair, and if there is repetitive information, you don't have to bring the same information unless it's new from last week or if someone else has said the same thing. So those are all the instructions that we have for this evening. And again, if you have business that's not on the agenda and you'd like to speak to us at the end of the meeting for comments from citizens and delegates, please come forward. You have 5 minutes for any business that's germane to the City of Douglasville. Now we're going to start off now with a presentation. We have a presentation by Representative Kimberly Alexander of the Georgia House of Representatives. Representative Alexander, if you don't mind coming forward, please. And you can give us your name and address and make your wonderful presentation. We appreciate you coming out tonight in this weather. It's frightful, and you made it. And thank you for what you do under the Gold Dome for us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kimberly Alexander, 1023 Albert Way, Douglasville, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Mayor and
You're
City
welcome.
Council members. It is an honor to be here, although it's cold.
I know, I
COVID.
know.
So for those of you that do not know, myself and Representative Bodie last year started giving out House resolutions to some of our judges. We wanted to recognize them because it is a thankless job. The politics has gotten so polarized. It's just our way of saying thank you for what you do. So we took care of all the judges in the county, some of them, and at the last minute I was like, what about the city? And I forgot about it. So that's the reason why my name will be the only one on there. So I am recognizing and commending Judge Keith Rollins on his outstanding public service and for other purposes. Whereas Judge Keith Rollins has long been recognized by the citizens of the state for the vital role that he has played as Chief Judge of the City of Douglasville Municipal Court. And whereas he has diligently and conscientiously devoted innumerable hours of his time, talents, and energy toward the betterment of his community and state, as evidenced dramatically by his 16 years of dedicated services. Whereas after studying for 2 years at Georgia State College, he enlisted with the United States Coast Guard and underwent basic training in Cape May, New Jersey. Following graduation from boot camp, he was assigned to the 17th District Headquarters in Miami, Florida, where he served in the Intelligence Law Enforcement Branch, and whereas after advancing to second-class petty officer, he earned a degree in police science and criminology from Miami-Dade College. And whereas chasing his desire to further pursue law, Judge Rollins began his judiciary career after earning both a Bachelor of Laws and Doctorate of Jurisprudence from John Marshall Law School, graduating a class valedictorian.
Wow.
And whereas after practicing in Atlanta for a short period, he relocated to his practice to Douglasville, Georgia, and began to focus on real estate law. Whereas he was appointed as Chief Judge of the City of Douglasville Municipal Court on July 1st, 2004, and has served in that position ever since. Whereas Judge Rollins' significantly organizational and leadership talents, remarkable patience and diplomacy, keen sense of vision, and sensitivity to the needs of the citizens of this state have earned him the respect and admiration of his colleagues and associates. And whereas he is an honest and dedicated public servant who strives for excellence in all of his endeavors and whose primary concern is the rehabilitation and well-being of all those who enter his courtroom. Whereas Judge Rollins has served with honor and distinction with the City of Douglasville Court and his vision and unyielding commitment have set the standard for public service. Whereas it is abundantly fitting and proper that the outstanding accomplishments of his remarkable, distinguished Georgian be appropriately recognized. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Judge Keith Rollins is is recognized and commended for his efficient, effective, unselfish, and dedicated public service to the state of Georgia, and extended the most sincere best wishes for continued health and happiness. I also made sure that he received an Outstanding Georgian Award, so he has both of those.
Wow.
They already have it framed.
Ooh, that's beautiful. Let's give him a hand. Thank you so much, Representative Alexander. Judge Rollins? You want to take a picture with Representative Alexander? Council, you want to gather around the judge? I guess we can socially distance, or if anyone wanted to say anything. You want to say anything, Judge Rollins?
You've almost caught me speechless here. I am truly honored by receiving this, and thank you for you and your colleagues at the Gold Dome, and to this council for entrusting me with to be a good, fair, and just in the implementation of our judicial system. That's an opportunity that I have not taken lightly. I want our court to be a beacon for those who have made a mistake, and God help us to always be able to know the difference, and to try to help in their rehabilitation through education, to help make better choices, and to giving them some guidance to have goals. I thank you. I thank all of you for the continued opportunity to serve my city, your city, and our city in this capacity, and promise you that I will continue to do my best. And thank you again.
Congratulations, Judge Rollins. Just give him a hand. Mrs. Rollins, you want to come down as well and take the picture with your husband? Okay. I know that's right. Want to come around?
How are you?
All right, big smiles, everybody.
And a little bit on the right. But they can't tell we're smiling.
Everybody picks up on that, don't they?
And I sense a conspiracy that hasn't really got
Always, always. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Anderson.
Y'all know I love my job. In case I haven't mentioned it lately.
It's very nice. Distinguished Georgia citizen and recognition for being judged. That's wonderful. So we do have another proclamation, and it is for Keep Douglasville Beautiful Executive Director Chan Weeks, designating Friday, February the 19th as Arbor Day in the City of Douglasville. Is she back there? Okay. Hey, Chan. I don't have it with me, so. We have the proclamation.
It's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda. I can read it from the agenda.
Yeah.
and then we'll hand you the actual proclamation tomorrow. Whereas let me bring this close now. 1872, J. Sterling Morton, I have some, posed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees, and whereas the holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, lower our heating and cooling cost, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economy's vitality of businesses, areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal, especially Christmas trees. That isn't in there, I just said that. And now, therefore, I, Rochelle Robinson, Mayor of the Douglasville City Council, do hereby proclaim February 19th, 2021 as Arbor Day in the City of Douglasville, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And I further encourage all citizens to plant and care for trees to gladden the hearts and promote the well-being of this future and future generations. So proclaim this 15th day of February 2021. So Ms. Chan Weeks, congratulations for being the Executive Director of Keep Douglasville Beautiful. We'll give you a hand as you come, and we'll present the proclamation another day. Could you please talk to us about the trees? And I see the trees that we planted last year for MLK at Douglas County High School are coming up, they're sprouting up, they're starting to really grow. So welcome. Please give us your name and address for the record, and then you can say any words you'd like to.
Sure.
Yes,
Chan
ma'am.
Weeks, 6730 Church Street, Douglasville, Georgia. So Arbor Day is always the third Friday of February in Georgia, and traditionally we have planted trees on that day, and we are doing that again this year. We will be planting 8 fruit trees over at our community garden.
Oh.
And anyone is welcome to come out if they'd like to, but it'll be at 1 o'clock that we'll be doing that. We have some of our tree board members that'll be joining us and put those in. So that will kind of finish off what we're trying to do at the community garden by not only providing fruits or vegetables over there, but now also having fruits for the community. So we are excited about that.
Well, good, good. And are the trees, can you tell the difference of the ones at Douglas County High?
Oh, yes.
Yes, they're really growing. They look
Yeah.
really great.
They are. They're looking really good. I think it really changed a lot over there when we planted all those last year. So that was a big undertaking, but I know the school appreciated us doing that. So
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you so much. And even during this COVID time, you all have stayed busy. I know you had an MLK. Did you do fencing or something?
We did. We
Yes,
built a
ma'am.
fence.
Talk to us about that as well.
So also at the community garden, we've just been, trying to get this community garden, finished up. But for MLK Day, we did have a small volunteer event where we allowed just around 15 to 18 volunteers to come out, and we built the fence that's around there. And that will, it's not necessarily to keep wildlife out as more of an aesthetic thing, but it's also, we're going to use it as a growing or a structure for the vines to grow and everything. So, and some different vegetables and everything.
Very good. And I know the seniors look forward to every year the seeds that you all provide for us. So when we go visit the seniors, which we weren't able to do this time at Christmas, we typically, they're lined up. They want all the flowers and all the seeds, vegetable seeds that you all provide as well. So I think maybe Lowe's and Home Depot may donate those seeds, and then you all give them to myself and Madam Chair, and we give those to the seniors. So we appreciate that as well.
Absolutely.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
appreciate y'all doing that.
Yes.
Jane, can you share with us the address for the community garden for anybody who might be listening? Do you know it?
It is on the corner of Johnson and Cortlandt Street. I
Okay.
believe it's 6302 Johnson Street,
Thank you.
but it is right there in the Mill Village neighborhood.
Thank you so much, Ms. Weeks. Do we have
Thank
any
you.
other?
Just want to thank Ms. Chan for a great job. continue. Appreciate you.
She does do a wonderful job. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Weeks, and we'll make certain that you get the proclamation at a later time. Okay. All righty, then now we'll move into our meeting that's printed, and we'll go down to item number 5, which is minutes for approval. So open the floor for minutes of the special meeting and executive session of January 28th, 2021, the legislative work session of January 28th, 2021, and the regular meeting and executive session of February 1st, 2020. So open the floor for a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved in second to approve the minutes, which is item 21-060. Do we have any corrections or comments as it relates to the minutes from council members? Thank you. I don't see any. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Byrd Danley. I heard you. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 21-060 is unanimously approved. Now we'll move on to the consent agenda. I open the floor for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Davis. It's been properly moved in second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Do we see any corrections or anything that is not in proper alignment with the consent agenda from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Councilmember Byrd Danley?
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? The ayes have it. The consent agenda is approved. Now we'll move on to item number 7, which is Economic Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business at this time under the Economic Development Committee.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll move on then to Finance Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have
You're
one
welcome.
item tonight under Finance. That is to authorize the mayor to sign an option agreement for the sale and purchase of real property with the Douglas County Board of Commissioners for the city's sale of new right-of-way for Stewart Mill Road. This is item number 21-074. I know we had discussed that on Thursday night, and I believe we had a representative from the county that had given us information concerning their appraisal of that. I'd like to open the floor for further discussion on this because I know there was some requests for other information from the county about comparable sales and other sales prices. I don't have any information that would lead me to believe they have given us any of that. Does anyone have any information? Okay. Are there any questions or comments concerning this item before we make a motion? Okay. Seeing none, then I'm going to make a motion to deny or to not approve this item based upon the fact that we've not received any further information and not accept.
Okay.
Yes, Ms. Littlefield, I'm sorry.
Mr. Chairman, I believe you see two new appraisals in your attachments. For the parcels, I believe it's your last attachment.
I apologize, Ms. Littlefield. I had looked. Maybe I did not see that. So let's go to that. Is that page 62?
Yes.
Okay.
See that those parcels are valued at $16,005 per acre, whereas your property is valued at $5,000 per acre.
Okay, thank you. I overlooked that, and my apologies. I thought I'd looked through everything today. So based upon that, then, Ms. Littlefield, the information that's provided here, I will withdraw my motion and open the floor again for further discussion concerning that. Based upon what Ms. Littlefield has told us, with $16,000 appraisal on adjoining or nearby properties, and the piece of property that we are being asked to sell a portion of being $11,000, I'll open the floor for discussion concerning this item again. Questions, comments? I have not studied this as far as the difference in location and why the piece that we own would be a lesser piece of property or lesser value.
But it is for the widening, Mr. Chairman, of the road.
That is correct.
Okay.
Sorry. Ms. Littlefield, what page did you say that that was on? Okay. Okay.
If you go to the final attachment, it appears in our packet, there's only 200 pages in this.
Right. 212.
How we would come up with needing 212 to look at this piece. The last attachment, appraisal report, parcels 5 and 6, Stewart Mill Road, Douglas County, is that it, Ms. Littlefield? Okay. That's on page 62.
Gotcha.
Ms.
Okay.
Miller?
Thank you.
52, 52?
62.
62, I'm sorry.
It appears that this is the corner, Stewart Mill and Reynolds Road, on the opposite side of the street or in that general area, in that general intersection. I'm not really aware of a lot about the piece of property across the street other than the topo. It states that it is also partially in the floodplain, as is the property in question that the city owns. Questions, comments? Seeing none, then I'm going to again make a motion to deny or to not approve the sale for price offered. That is item 21-074.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second to deny item 21-074. Do we have any other comments or questions from council members?
Madam Mayor,
Yes, sir.
if we do vote to deny, will they counter? You know?
Ms. Littlefield,
I
I'm
mean,
not sure.
they've got to have it to do the project, don't they?
They do.
Staff will do whatever you ask us to do regarding negotiation.
I have a quick question. Is there such a thing as eminent domain from one jurisdiction to another? So they have no power of eminent domain over the city? Okay, thank you.
And we are denying just to have a fairer price based on the sale.
My denial would be to sell at the price they have offered. That's my motion. They offered $500 for it.
Yes, sir.
My motion is to deny
Yes, sir.
for a sale price of $500.
Yes, sir. So it's been properly moved and second to deny item 21-074. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members?
Ms. Acker, did you have a? I made the motion.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller, second.
Okay.
I do not have the item up on my screen to vote on.
It's not on the screen?
It has been until this point, but it's not on this item.
It's on mine, but it's just
Does it
to
say
move.
continue vote at the bottom? There's a little green bar that says continue
Okay, so
vote.
I made the motion, so I will move it.
Mayor Pro Tem did second. You have it now, Ms. Acker? Okay, thank you. It's been properly moved and second to deny item 21-074. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members? Thank you. Not seeing any. All those in favor of denying this item, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Opposed, nay. Okay, it's been unanimously approved that the ayes have it to deny item 21-074.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all that we have tonight under finance.
You're welcome, Mr. Chairman. We'll move on to Housing and Community Affairs Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No business tonight.
Thank you so much. Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee, chaired by Councilmember Sam Davis.
No items tonight, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Councilman Davis. Personal and Organization Committee, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Personnel and Organization.
Thank you, sir. We'll move on then to Planning and Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're
Tonight,
welcome.
under Planning and Development, we have 3 items.
Mm-hmm.
First item is consider a request for a final plat approval for the purpose of subdividing into 19 lots, 10.575 acres at Gatesville Parkway in land lot 637, District 1, Section 3, Parcel 1, and land lot 636, District 1, Section 3, Parcel 4. Application by Michelle McCauley, LaCroix Engineering. Ms. Williams?
Patrice Williams, Community Development Director, 6701 Church Street. We have nothing new to report. We've not received any additional information from the applicant as well. However, she is with us.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. I know we have discussed this. It has been on the agenda. It's been pulled off the agenda. It's been brought back to the agenda, and I understand now those items of concern that the applicant had on the property have been removed. So are there any questions or comments? Ms. McCauley is here if you have any questions for her. Seeing none, I make a motion then to approve item 21-028.
Second.
Thank you so much. It's been properly moved and second, moved by the chair and second by Councilmember Davis to approve item 21-028. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members?
Point of order, Madam Mayor, I do not see it on the screen.
Okay. Ms. Acker?
I do.
You might be having
I see it now.
Okay. You able to motion? Were you able to second, Councilman Davis? The technology. Do you have it, Ms. Acker? Okay. It's been properly moved and second to approve this item. All those, do we have any additional or any further discussion as relates to this item from council members? Not seeing any. All those in favor of approving, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 21-028 is unanimously approved. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Item B, hold a public hearing and consider a request for proposed amendment on Articles 1, 2, and 12 of the Unified Development Ordinance, amending various provisions, including those regarding, now it's popping up and I can't read mine, including those regarding parameters for administrative variances. Ms. Williams?
Patrice Williams, Community Development Director, 6701 Church Street. We have nothing new to add to this item.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. We appreciate all the hard work of the department and of your staff on these changes. I know that Ms. Littlefield has been involved, and I appreciate all the work on that. This being a public hearing, I will give the opportunity for anyone that would like to speak either for or against this item. We will hold that public hearing at this time. If you are here to speak in favor or in opposition, please come forward. If we don't have anyone, then we will close the public hearing. Are there any questions or comments additionally that the mayor or council may have? Seeing none, I'll make a motion then that we approve item 21-031.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 21-031. Do we have any additional comments or questions? As the chair has already asked for comments. Council members? Councilmember Burdanley? No?
No comments, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. All those in favor of approving this item B, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 21-031 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We'll
You're
move on
welcome.
to item C, refer to the Planning Commission, a proposed ordinance to amend subsection 2.02C of the Unified Development Ordinance to allow breweries as a permitted use in the CBD, Central Business District, and as a special use in the RMP Regional Marketplace and General Commercial Districts. Ms. Williams?
Patrice Williams, Community Development Director, 6701 Church Street. I have nothing new to add, but I will defer any questions you may have to Ms. Woodward.
All righty. Thank you, ma'am. I know that there have been several questions and many meetings and discussions about this. want to make sure that we are all in one accord as to the purpose of it. So I'll open the floor for any questions or comments concerning the item. Madam Mayor, did you have a question or comment?
Just my only comment is that it will not disintegrate that barrier that we have between breweries, potential breweries, or where they sell alcohol beverages in churches and schools in the city.
That is correct. Is that correct, Ms. Woodward? I know that we have had a lot of discussion. We've had some emails come in from public, from constituents, and the various information that we've received, even up till today, I think would support the position that we're trying to take on this. Is that correct, Ms. Woodward and Ms. Littlefield?
That is correct.
All right. Thank you. Others? Ms. Miller?
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor, for bringing up the point of the, in respect to churches and schools, because I know that was something that I got some communications about as well. I think you guys can hear me. My mic's not working, but we can hear you. Okay, good. I also spoke with one of my neighbors, one of our constituents, about the ordinance as opposed to other communities, and I'm pretty sure that you guys all got that same email. I didn't know if you guys had a chance to really read over it and think about it, and I just was unsure if we were ready to vote on this ordinance or if we wanted to work on it some more, or is this the type of ordinance that once it's passed that we can go back and amend it again?
Ms. Miller, I believe, unless you're speaking of a different constituent, I believe that Ms. Littlefield has replied to those emails in explanation of where we were with the situation, and I don't think that this change will affect that use at all. There's nothing in this change that would have any effect, pro or con, on the use for, I don't remember the word used. There are so many, and I'm confused myself. Brew pub, is that what it was?
As opposed to breweries.
Councilman Estes?
Was the question.
But because the brew pubs are also restaurants, the breweries are not, they're manufactured.
My understanding is that they are already allowed as restaurants.
Correct.
So this does not affect that at all.
Correct.
No, it won't.
But then there was some other lingo about the growlers that was brought up. I think I was confused myself in the way they work. I thought that people were going to show up to a brewery and drink 64 ounces of beer, which just seems crazy to me, when in fact, if it's a manufacturer, then they get it and they take it to their home. So they're actually, it's kind of like getting local honey or something and taking it to their home.
Yes.
That's correct.
But the way it's written now, we're allowed to, they would then be allowed to sell them, but not to refill them. Is that, am I understanding that correct?
Again, I don't believe that the change that we're trying to make here even addresses making any changes in a growler or a brew pub or a tap room, I believe some of the constituents referred to. So we already allow those, and we're not taking that allowance away.
Right.
Okay.
They're already allowed in another part of our ordinance.
Okay, forgive me. I feel like a
No.
little bit of a fish out of water in this topic.
No,
I'm trying.
no, it's very confusing.
Yeah.
I'm very much in favor of making sure that we have restaurant requirements with those. And so I would not want to make a change that would reduce those requirements at all. And I believe, again, just in review, that this is more to make our ordinance in line with the state as far as distances and uses, and not in any way changing the growler or the brew pub requirements.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
You sure? Any others? Questions, comments? Seeing none, I make a motion then that we approve item 21-070.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I think I had a unison second. Councilmember Davis and Councilmember Estes. I'm not certain who pushed the button. Do you have it, Ms. Acker? Thank you. So it was second by Mr. Davis. He just won by a hair, Councilman Estes. So it's been properly moved and second to approve item 21-070. Do we have any additional comments or questions? And this is certainly an important topic, so we can take time to, if anyone has thought of anything else to ask.
That's good.
It's good, okay. Thank you so much. All those in favor of approving item C, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We have one abstention. So the item passes, 21-070 passes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's
You're
all we
welcome.
have tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We'll move on then to Public Improvement and Beautification Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have no business this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Public Relations Committee, chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for my Mardi Gras beads. We can't go there, so you brought them to me.
You
I
are
appreciate
welcome.
it. Public Safety Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
Yes, ma'am, I have a couple of items.
Yes, sir.
The first, item A, adopt an ordinance to amend the alcoholic beverage ordinance to revise definition to exempt certain pouring establishment from survey requirements to limit the types of pouring establishment allowed within the prohibited distance from certain other uses, to provide a brewery, tap room, and to update license fees for malt beverage malfunction. Ms. Woodry, you want to give us an update?
Sure. Lynn Woodward, Chief Assistant City Attorney. This ordinance, we provided a red line version so to show you the changes that we're proposing to make to the current existing ordinances. And as a brief summary, Section 1, we're really updating the definition of brew pub to reference the correct state statute. Section 2 is updating the definition to measured so that we can clarify the method of measurement and match the state's definition. Section 3 discusses the survey requirements, and revision was made to match the revisions made in Section 2 for the measured, for how to measure the distance. In Section 4, we update the malt beverage manufacturer license fee. Section 5, we're just clarifying that the City Council is prohibited from granting an alcohol license to establishments that are not restaurants, hotel lounges, or private clubs, to be within prohibited distances of school grounds and church buildings. And Section 6 just provides pouring in tap rooms of breweries.
Okay. It gets sort of confusing.
Mr. Chairman, I had a question concerning this. I'm noticing in Section 2 that the measured means it's measured in a straight line from the front door of the structure from which alcoholic beverages are sold or offered for sale to the front door of a building, church, government-owned treatment center, or retail package, or to the nearest property line of the real property used for school. So there is a difference. The requirements for a church are from the door of the church to the door of the alcoholic beverage sales location. But for a school, it is from property line to property line, correct? Is that how I'm reading that? I'm sorry? Okay, front door of the alcohol beverage outlet to the property line of the school. So it would actually be more stringent than the church, the way it appears. And that is in line with the state ordinance, is that correct? Okay, thank you.
So now, Mr. Adams, that brings another question, Mr. Chairman. What if it's a school and a church at the same time?
It's a great question, Madam Mayor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Well, Madam Mayor, I'm going to make a motion, we table this.
Oh, Councilman Watts.
Oh, I guess my only concern is that if you're close, doorknob to doorknob in measurement, that there's ways around, you can design the structure so that you could get around the 10 feet that you're lacking or whatever. And I know there's no way of of fixing that, but, and I guess my only question is, what has been proposed, or we have been approached by a company, are they affected by these changes with where they wanted to?
Actually, you can't design a structure to do that. If you define what the front is under the zoning ordinance, and it's any part of the building that is, that fronts on the street.
Okay.
So there can be multiple front doors, but any one of them is enclosed, then that establishment is going to be within the community business. With regard to the company that they mentioned, I don't know about the company, but I do know about the lot we were concerned about. And the company is going to challenge with regard to that lot. It's immediately adjacent to the school.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Littlefield.
So the
That's-
structure cannot be built on that lot based on this ordinance change. Okay? Councilman Davis, that wouldn't be in, it would not be in conflict with this.
Right. Ms. Littlefield, are there any other small cities that has a brewery in the distance, like Carrollton or?
Mr. Chairman, we checked a few cities that we thought had breweries and had brewery ordinances, but none of them wanted to treat the brewery like a manufacturing and make prohibited distances. They all treated it like a restaurant, so we could be just as close as a restaurant could be to those prohibited uses. Yours is much more stringent than any we checked.
Okay. Well, Madam Mayor, if there are any more discussion, I want to table this to our next round of meetings for further discussion.
Okay, the dates, Ms. Acker, could you give us the dates of the next meeting? '25th and March 1st? Okay, thank you. So the chairman has made a motion to table item 21-071 to the meetings of February 21st and February 25th and March 1st. I have a motion. Is there a second, please?
Madam Mayor, I'll second the motion. Our city manager.
Oh,
say
I
something.
apologize.
Mr. Chairman, you've asked the table, is there any information that you want us to bring forth for consideration between now and the next meeting?
I want to give Ms. Littlefield one-on-one and just iron this thing out.
Yes, sir.
Because there seemed to be some waving between the distance, the doors, and the church and the school. So I want to.
Okay, so Mr. Chairman, you're just going to talk to Ms. Littlefield and get a better understanding for the motion if you want them to be the same distance or the same at the state or a little bit different in the city and do comparisons with other cities.
I want to just compare.
Yes, sir.
See a good comparison.
Okay.
Point of order, Madam Mayor. I
Yes,
believe that we've already decided that this change would actually align our ordinance with state requirements. Is that correct, Ms. Littlefield?
So you have support for it, Mr. Davis?
Okay, well, I change my motion.
I withdraw my second.
Okay. Now, what's your motion, Mr.
My
Chairman?
motion is to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 21-071. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved in second to approve 21-071. All those in favor, please say aye. Councilmember Byrd Danley?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we have our one council member who is joining us virtually, so she has an aye. The chair has made the motion. Mr. Estes is second. The rest of the council members, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We have one abstention, so it approves item 21-071, approves with one abstention.
Okay, moving right along.
Okay?
Item B, I make a motion to remove from the table 21-021 and bring back item 21-06.
Thank you. I have a motion to remove from the table. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Adams. It's been properly moved and second to remove 21-066 from the table. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 21-066 is removed from the table.
All right, table from February 1st, 2021. Hold a public hearing to consider request for the alcoholic beverage license for the on-premises sale and consumption of wine and malt beverage and spirit liquor at the following establishment: Licensee Allure Lounge LLC, DBA Allure Lounge, location 7090 Concourse Parkway, Suite B. Proposed agent outlet manager Stephen Harris. The required fees have been paid into the finance department. Yes, ma'am, how are you?
Stephanie Harris, 790 Concourse Parkway, Suite B, Douglasville, Georgia, 30134.
Yes, thank you. Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion we approve 21-021.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 21-021. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members? Councilmember Burdanley?
No, ma'am, no questions or comments.
Thank you so much. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 21-021 is unanimously approved. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Thank you. Moving on to item D, hold a public hearing to consider the application for the alcoholic beverage license for the retail package sale of wine, malt beverage at spirits liquor at the following establishment. Proposed licensee, NEMA 4 LLC, DBA Blue Bottle Shop, location 3869 Chapel Hill Road. Proposed agent outlet manager for Kimberly Patel. The required fees have been paid into the finance department. Would the applicant please come down? State your name and.
Hi, my name is Neema Patel. Address is 3869 Chapel Hill Road, Suite C&D, Douglasville, Georgia, 30135.
Okay.
Good evening all. My name is Viral Kumar Patel. Address is 3869 Chapel Hill Road, Douglasville, Georgia, 30135. I'll be the agent outlet manager. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do the applicant have anything she'd like to say?
Yes. Thank you for allowing us to speak today. After hearing the resident concerns last Thursday, we also want to share our point of view. We understand the resident has the concerns and they have their opinions and views, but we want to inform that we live in the same city. We live around 10 minutes away from the store. This is our first business. We are 100% going to involve in the business. We are not going to do any unlawful activity for the sake of profit. We assure all of you that we will make sure we'll check all the IDs, will not sell the alcohol to the minors. We will make sure that our employees do the same. I also want to address that even though this is a high investment business, we are taking full responsibility and liability on us. We have met all the requirements of the city, and then after we have followed the process of zoning verification and land survey, and then we have applied for the alcohol license. After 8 months of research, we found this location, and then we applied for the alcohol license. We have seen that you have issued license before and have given the opportunity to the other business owners in the same area. So we humbly request you that we are the first owner. You all give us the same opportunity and allow us to grow within the community, because we are also a resident and we take full responsibility. Please consider our application. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I believe we have hold a public hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we have someone online, Ms. Chelsea.
Yeah, we have 4 citizens, Bridget Bailey, Danita Booker, Tamika Day, and Jeffrey Mulfrey. So we'll go in that order. Ms. Bridget Bailey.
Hi, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. My name is Bridget Bailey, address 5070 Wild Oak Trail here in Douglasville. Thank you, Mayor and the council, for granting me the opportunity to hear you. I'd like to speak in opposition of this particular item for three particular reasons. One is the proximity to the residential area. The other is the proximity to two schools, Chapel Hill Middle School and Harvester Christian Academy, which are both 0.7 miles away from this proposed location. And in addition, my third reason is that there are 5 package stores within about 5 miles of this particular request, in addition to the 2 grocery stores that are there that also sell alcoholic beverages as well. You've got Chapel Hill Package Store that is literally 2.1 miles from this proposed location. You've got the 520 Package Store on Highway 5, which is 4.3 miles away. You've got Arbor Place Package Store, which is 4.8 miles away. You've got the DC Package Store, which is 5 miles away, and the Corner Package Store, which is 5.3 miles away. In addition to Kroger, which is right in the same, you could almost say, parking lot, and Publix as well, which are also within less than a mile away that sell alcoholic beverages, not to mention some of the convenience stores that sell alcoholic beverages as well. I understand the need to want to have business, but I think we want to have something that may be more suitable for a residential area and for a location that is located in such close proximity to schools. So I'm hoping that maybe the applicants will consider looking in a much more commercialized area. That concludes my comments. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Bailey. We'll go on then to Danita Booker.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor and City Council, for having me back once again to express my opinion about the opposition for having the Blue Bottle Shop open up at that location. I want to say I agree with everything that Ms. Bailey just outlined. For those are reasons why I disagree with the opening of that store there. I also want to add that last time I was here, I cited statistics about how when liquor stores are located in residential neighborhoods, how there's a correlation of a 2.2 increase in violent crime in those areas. There's also an increase in youth violent crime in those areas where liquor stores are there. And also that when you have alcoholic beverage stores like that in an area, in a residential area, it tends to bring the property value down because there increases incidents of littering, loitering, bottles, and it's a magnet for like blight. So what that will do is just kind of turn the neighborhood down and also decrease property values. And, you know, I do believe that people ought to have an opportunity to open businesses as they please and to grow themselves and to, you know, realize what they like to do. But there is a proper time and place for things. And a residential area is not the appropriate place to put a package store. There are more appropriate areas to put it in. A residential area, especially near schools and churches and neighborhoods, is not the proper place for a package store. Thank you again for allowing me to speak. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Tamika Day.
Hello, I'm Tamika Day, 4025 San Marco Way, Douglasville, Georgia. So my concern as a parent, a business owner, as well as an educator, it is within walking distance to my home as well as to the community where I reside. This is not a COVID essential business, so I just think at this current time, opening such a business when we're already dealing with loss of wages, loss of income, increased suicides across the nation and throughout, even in our city. At the Chapel Hill Kroger corridor, we also have our Douglas County Fire Station, number 5, which I see as being more vital in that area with leaving and going. It's going to definitely drive increased traffic to the area, which is already has a small parking lot. We have several of schools, not only just the schools that Ms. Bailey named, but we also have Woodward Academy, who parks their buses across the street to drop off and pick up, as well as Landmark Academy, who utilizes that area. So we have other entities of schools that come in and out of our community as well as Chapel Hill Christian School and dropping off and picking up. So we know that having liquor stores come to the area, there are some basic realities of increase in high school dropouts, increase in crime and safety, public drunkenness, as well as just lack of what it does to our community. So as we're thinking about this, as you make your decision, consider applying good business practices that a liquor store in this area of Douglas County does not enhance the well-being of our community at large. And so therefore, I would like to say, consider opposing this item from consideration. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Ms. Day. We'll move on to our last speaker that we have online, unless someone else has signed up. Assistant City Manager. Thank you. Mr. Jeffrey Murphy.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Murphy. I reside at 4275 Wyndham Court, Douglasville, Georgia, 30135. The ladies that have spoken before me have basically said all that needs to be said about this, but I concur with everything they have said. The only thing that I would say is that a package store does not fit aesthetically in the neighborhood in which we all reside in, and the actual businesses that are actually there right now. I mean, in that same strip mall is they're going to be next to a Subway. There is another little food store next to that, and then I think there's a nail shop down there, and then a dry cleaner. So it doesn't fit in that. It's like putting a puzzle together, and you got a piece that doesn't fit in there, and this doesn't fit. I hope that you, when you make your decision, that you will decide not to grant this license to be put there. That's my comment.
Thank you so much, Mr. Murphy. We appreciate you calling in as well. Mr. Chairman, I was not trying to take over your committee. I was just trying to get those calls, and I know we had some emails, so you'll let the chair continue.
Okay, that's fine.
This item.
Now if we hear from those who speak for the alcohol license. You have 5 minutes. Since we have no takers, I close the public hearing.
Okay.
And the proposed location is immediately adjacent to the residential and business that draw in families and children, such as the Subway Sandwich Restaurant and the Bubble Hut, a bubble tea and dessert shop, both of these, which in the same building as the proposed location across the street from the proposed location are also residential subdivision, such as Willow North Subdivision, Chapel Corner Subdivision, and Turnberry Subdivision. Further, the proposed location is within walking distance of a number of churches, schools, and public parks. Harvester Christian Academy and Church, a 5-minute walk. Chapel Hill Presbyterian Church, a 5-minute walk. Chapel Hill Middle School, 8-minute walk. Shepherd of the Hills UMC, an 18-minute walk. And Chapel Hill Road Baptist Church, a 21-minute walk. And Fowler Park, a 27-minute walk. I make a motion to deny the liquor license application based on the nature of the neighborhood and the closeness of the churches, school, and park.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to deny 21-065. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Watts. It's been properly moved and second to deny 21-065. All those in favor of denying this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Those in favor, nay? Okay, so the ayes have it. 21-065 is unanimously denied.
Thank you,
Thank
Madam
you for
Mayor.
your
That's all I
time.
have. Thank y'all.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Patel, for coming in. Recreation, Culture, and Tourism Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
We have one item tonight. Item A, authorize the mayor to sign a service agreement with Tim Polk for umpire and sports officiating services at the city's parks. I know this was talked about on Thursday night. I was not here, but I have spoken to Mr. Landrum, and he stated to me that this is been an ongoing relationship for the last couple of years. Go ahead and fill us in.
Jesse Mosley, 8830 Gurley Road. So as previously stated, the Parks and Recreation Department is seeking to renew our contract with Mr. Tim Polk for his umpiring and refereeing services for our adult basketball and our adult softball leagues. And I'm free to answer any questions that you may have.
One question that I have, and then the council can weigh in if they have any that they didn't ask the other night. If, as far as softball, baseball, if there's a rain out, how is that handled? The umpires show up and then it gets washed out. How does that, what's in the agreement that covers that? I remember something about this in past years when we've talked about it, but I've forgotten.
Right, so in Section 3 of the contract, as long as we give Mr. Polk and his umpires a 2-hour notice, then the city is not required to pay those fees. So let's say the game is at 6:30, as long as we can let them know by 4:30 p.m. that the games are canceled, then we are not obligated to pay for those fees.
But if we get inside that time, everybody shows up and then it's canceled, we're going to pay for that game and the ones that follow, or just that first game?
It would just be that first game.
Okay. All right. Does anybody on the council have any questions?
Mr. Chairman, the only question I talked about was COVID recommendations, and Ms. Mosley covered that on this last Thursday.
Great. Dr. Berdanley, do you have anything?
I do not, thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ms. Mosley. I'd like to make a motion to approve item 21-069.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Davis, and I think Mayor Pro Tem was coming in too, but he probably pushed the button. Did you get it, Ms. Acker? Okay. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 21-069. Do we have any additional comments or questions as it relates to this item? Thank you. I don't see any. All those in favor of approving 21-069, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item A is unanimously approved. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Is that all you have, Mr. Chairman?
I'm sorry, Madam Mayor.
That's okay.
Yes, ma'am. That's all we had tonight in Parks and Recreation, Culture, and Tourism.
Thank you, sir. Technology Committee, chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Technology Committee at this time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Transportation Committee, chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Berdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No items.
Thank you, Councilmember Berdanley. Hope you feel better very soon.
Thank you.
Is there any other business to come before council tonight from council members? I do have one item. We are asked to see if we have a counter that we wanted to present to the county, as they are very concerned about that piece of property. They need to be able to use that to widen the road on Reynolds Road and Stewart's Mill, I think it is. So they were asking if we had a counter.
Madam Mayor, I would suggest that we go into an executive session at some point and look into with more completeness under the advice of our council as to what the other offer or what the other sales prices have been, and then take those percentages and those calculations and see if that's a price that it comes up with a price that we would be willing to accept. But I would not see how we could do that without having some discussion outside of this meeting.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I just brought it because it was requested.
I would definitely agree with Mr. Adams' proposal to do that. But in the meantime, if they need a number, just say $1 million or something.
Is that a motion?
No, it's not a motion. It's important, but it is not that important. So unless it's monopoly money. Do we have any other? Yes, sir, City Manager.
Pardon? Fine with me.
25th and March 1st? Okay. Certainly, staff needs to pass that on to the county So we'll have an executive session for the 25th and March 1st, and you all will have recommendations for us at that time for some additional information. Thank you so much. Any other business to come before committees this evening? Thank you. Not seeing any. Happy President's Day to everyone. We'll move on with our updates from city staff. Our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Chief Assistant City Attorney, Ms. Susan Littlefield. Thank you, ma'am. Chief of Police, that's not the chief. Let me see who it is. I don't have my eyes on.
Captain Weaver.
Hey, Captain Weaver, you have anything?
Great. No, I don't have anything tonight, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Our city manager, Ms. Marcia Hampton.
Captain Weaver has some awesome news.
Yes, he does.
He does. That for us are awesome for him. He will be retiring after 27 years of service.
Captain Weaver, you are not.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness, congratulations. Stand up so we can give you a hand, sir. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much.
He's being shy.
When the party starts.
Wow, congratulations. Thank you so much for everything. You don't want to talk?
No, ma'am.
He doesn't want to say anything? Well, thank you so much to you and your family. We appreciate that. On the 25th, when is the date, City Manager?
Your official date for retirement, look, I gotta go back to the chief's email.
28.
28.
Oh, he knows the date now. He said 28th. You didn't have to look it up. Oh, my goodness.
My birthday.
All right now. Congratulations.
Madam Mayor, is that you all know that we are expecting inclement weather tonight, so we are having a delayed opening following suit with Douglas County and the state of Georgia. So city hall offices will open at 10 a.m. If we need to have a further delayed opening, I will send that communication out via text and email to everyone. So Greg Roberts, Public Services Director, will be in contact with Jason Milhouse with Douglas County and my process with you all.
Thank you so much, City Manager. Do we have, before we had our snowpocalypse or whatever my kids called it, do we have sand, salt, whatever we're supposed to have?
Mr. Roberts is on He's listening now. He's ready to go.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Do we have any staff reports? Okay. Do we have
Excuse me,
comments?
Madam Mayor?
Oh, City.
I'm sorry. I could barely hear our city manager. I just heard her state that there's going to be a delay. I'm not sure if her microphone is on.
I'm sorry, our IT staff is controlling the volume. Councilwoman Redalia was mentioning that we will have a delayed opening at 10 a.m. tomorrow due to inclement weather, and if that needs to shift or change, I'll be getting that information from Greg Roberts from Public Services via emergency.
Could you hear Councilmember Burdanley?
Yes, that was much better. Thank you.
It was much better? Okay, so we'll have a delay for tomorrow in line with Douglas County and the state of Georgia for 10 o'clock. And if their time needs to be extended out, city manager will get that information to us, and Mr. Roberts is on standby with Public Works. Okay. Do we have comments from citizens and delegates? Does anyone want to come to the microphone? And is there anyone online, Ms. Jackson? Okay. We have anyone in the audience would like to speak to us, please come forward. You have 5 minutes to give us whatever comments you have germane to the City of Douglasville business. No? Okay. Do we have any other business to come before us this evening? Not seeing any then, this meeting is adjourned.